Hey everyone, welcome back, and we're talking about Logotherapy 2.0 and specifically the Socratic Dereflection Dialogue. Now, if you remember from the last video, I mentioned that the logotherapy has three assumptions: that there's meaning in life, that human life has meaning inherently. There's will to meaning, that we have a drive to find meaning in life as human beings, and that we have a freedom, a freedom of will, right? So we have the freedom to make choices. So basically, we have the freedom to choose to follow that drive to find meaning. We don't have to. Now, in the last session, I talked about how the discussion, the Socratic dereflection dialogue, is the primary way that we help people to access that will to meaning, that drive to find meaning, that tendency, that self-actualizing tendency to find meaning and purpose in all things, to live congruent with our values, having a value-directed life. That is weakened, that is atrophied in some cases, that is just not self-initiating. Why? We don't know. I don't know for sure. But that tendency is inhibited. And the discussion, the Socratic Dereflection Dialogue, discussion and conversation is designed to trigger and re-stimulate and reignite that innate tendency to find meaning and purpose. The second part, though, is what we're talking about now, which is the taking the responsibility of choosing to do that, to find, to uncover, to create that meaning. And there are a number of strategies and techniques to do that. Now, as I said earlier, the main goal, 80% of Logotherapy 2.0, is that the conversation, that dialogue, is the intervention. Similar to Carl Rogers, where if you create the necessary and sufficient conditions for growth to occur, those conditions are the intervention. You don't need to assign homework. You don't need to do anything in addition to creating this safe, unconditional positive regard, accepting, non-judgmental, congruent environment. And that's all that's needed for a person's true self to come out and for them to access those things within themselves. Similar to Aldous Huxley's famous quote that there is nothing wrong with a person that what's right with them cannot fix. We have it within us, and we have to bring it out. And in Carl Rogers, creating the conditions is what will bring that out. In solution-focused brief therapy, focusing on the outcome and the best hopes, and that kind of talk is what will bring that out, bring that resourceful state, make a person feel empowered. And in logotherapy, since we believe that human life has meaning and we have a drive or a will to find that meaning, to uncover it, to create it, we want to bring that out. And why it's not brought out automatically, who knows? But our job as logotherapists is to bring that out and to help people find that meaning, find that purpose, uncover it, create it. And as I said, the discussion is 75 to 80% of it. But then there are certain specific interventions. Now, whereas I said Carl Rogers said you don't need anything additional, you don't need to assign homework, you don't need to assign activities. In logotherapy, you can. One of them, for example, is the paradoxical intention, in which you confront the thing that you are afraid of, or you address it head on. Similar to exposure therapy in behavior therapy or cognitive behavioral therapy. So there are a variety of ways to do that. Now, in my manual, and again, I know this is going to sound like a crass pitch for this manual, but I've really been thinking about this for years, and I'm really excited about offering this, how you can make logotherapy, how you can concretize and operationalize in real terms what can be very abstract, theoretical, esoteric concepts, especially the noogenic, spiritual dimension. And this manual guides you through that. And it has a section, the main section, of course, is that Socratic Dereflection Dialogue, but it also has what I call a checkerboard model of for choosing the correct interventions or the best interventions. It includes interventions from cognitive behavioral therapy, solution-focused therapy, of course, logotherapy, NLP, choice theory and reality therapy, William Glasser, behavioral activation, philosophical counseling. So I do give several ideas on how you can incorporate those techniques when that part of the session, when the more what is an action-oriented intervention as opposed to the dialogue intervention, when that time comes, what are ways that you can do that? Now, of course, if you can research them and read about them and find out and take continuing education training on them. Some of you may already be practicing CBT or Gestalt or psychodynamic, and you may already have some interventions that you can use. And I'm going to talk about integrating logotherapy into an existing model, or doing pure logotherapy, or pretty pure, and then bringing in certain interventions, similar to the multimodal Arnold Lazarus's technical eclecticism. So again, in this manual, it does walk you through the process. The dialogue is the intervention model 80% of the time, but when you then want to concrete and get down to brass tacks and give something, an activity, a homework, a practice to do, how to do that. In addition, I had written many years ago a little booklet. It's more of a booklet than a book, through Amazon. And this is not exclusively to logotherapy, but it talks to how to create a meaningful life. That meaning is key. That one of the reasons why so many people are unhappy, including people who are wealthy and successful and famous, is they're lacking that meaning. They have all the external stuff, but they don't have that meaning. They have not found that will to meaning. And that's the missing piece. And that's why so many people, despite having everything on the surface, are not very happy, and why some people who have had to suffer with some terrible situations, physical and illnesses, find a way to go on because they reach inside themselves. It's what Nietzsche said, if you have a why, you can bear almost any how. And that's what we want to help people do. So I hope you're interested. I hope you just found this interesting and helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you the next time. Thanks.